Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to episode 255A of Tales with TR. I'm your host, Terry Ryan Jr. Happy hockey playoffs. Great to be with you again. Thank you to Nick Sexton last week, my guest. And thank you to Nick Laporte, gorgeous Gord Gallant, who will be my guest later this week. And really looking forward to it. Gorgeous Gord Gallant, of course, of Shoresy fame, and he will be competing in a UFC on skates sort of thing, Ice Wars. I did one of these a couple of years ago, which was extremely interesting. This is a different organization, but the same sort of idea. Nick has played football out of nowhere. He told me the story on set that he went. I think he snagged a CFL tryout. Played a little bit of arena football in the States, and he hadn't played till he was like 30. Never played football. Some odd story like that. Same thing with hockey. He didn't play. He played house league growing up. I remember him telling me he played a little bit of junior B, and then like went down and played like a significant amount of pro games, like Federal League, of course, like Central League, I believe. Federal League of I don't mean of course. I mean, but he snagged on with the Federal League, which would have been kind of the lowest rung of pro hockey, but nevertheless pro hockey for someone that, and he's a big guy, but I don't believe he went there just purely as a goon. I really don't know. We'll ask him, but this guy is all over the place. Interesting to say the least. So he's going to be my guest now. NHL hockey playoffs. You know what I want to do? You know what I want to do? And I talked about it. I want to go to Winnipeg during the playoffs. It's been on my bucket list. I've been to games in Winnipeg, like everywhere, of course. It's better in the playoffs, but Winnipeg in a playoff game is really, really electric. At least that's what they tell me, and at least that's what I see on TV during those whiteouts and everything else. They won last night, so they're up 3-2 on St. Louis. One more game, Winnipeg, and I'm going to really try to get there. Like I said, I'm not shitting you, since I've been a teenager watching the first iteration of the Winnipeg Jets electrify the crowd, or sorry, with electrifying crowds. And I guess they electrified the crowd. God, they had some great teams, but they'd always run into the Oilers in the 80s. So they're like very underrated. Rest in peace, Dale Hawerchuk. He would have been my favorite. Had some big moments, man. Solani came in and scored, I believe, 76 goals with them. The early 90s. They had a few big runs. My buddy Stu Malgunas was on a couple of those teams. And it's always been fucking chaos at a playoff game in Winnipeg. And I just really want to go, man. Fans look jacked. But I also know that it's 3-2. St. Louis are tenacious, if nothing else, and never count your chickens. It's funny how Winnipeg are up 3-2. And, it's not like panic button, but people are like, get it done. And the Golden Knights say Las Vegas are up 3-2 on Minnesota. And people, when you think of that, you're like, okay. And Vegas might win in 6. Yeah, they get a shot at it. And people in Vegas want them to win. I don't think there's a panic because they're up 3-2. Here in Toronto, it is fucking, people are losing their fucking minds. We went the other night, I couldn't get Leafs tickets. So my buddy, Gary Clark, myself, Jeremy Charles, his son Hank, Gary's friend Karen. So we went to the Jays game, and it was a great time. Jays is always a great deal, man. It cost me $11 to get in. I just buy a seat way up and then go to the restaurant there. One of the restaurants, there's 2 or 3 like bar areas. Watch it from there, man, and mingle with some baseball, hockey fans, good Canadians. And we had some good conversations. Fuck, the election just happened here in Canada. And man, everybody got the answer on Facebook. Jesus Christ. It's nice to just, I don't know, man, we ran into, I won't say people's names. We ran into a bunch of people on both sides, and we were all sitting together and going, well, you know what? We're Canadian. Let's just fucking embrace it. I was like, oh, wow. am I in a vortex of fucking positivity here? Because most places you go, you'll hear from one side or the other cursing out the other. Just chaos. I'll just post on Facebook now just so my relatives and good friends can see what I'm up to and, follow Penny Lane's progress or whatever. But it's fucking poison. Everybody has the answer. Jesus, deal with it. Deal with it. There's an election. Somebody wins, somebody loses. Now deal with it. It's not that bad. Most of us are in the middle anyway. Fuck, man. We're going around. Life's life. I get it. I do get it. I understand it. I do that people get upset if the party that they vote for didn't get in. But wherever you are, fucking US, Canada, New Zealand, Papua fucking New Guinea, wherever you are, just try to embrace it. I can't say wherever you are. Fuck, hard for me to tell a North Korean to embrace Kim Jong Un. you know, you know what I'm saying. Here in Canada, anyway. Fuck, that's it. It's what we do. We have a reputation for being unified, and now in this time of division and everything else, and political polarization, it's just poison. So let's just go with it here, and do what you can locally. Your local representative, try to do what you can, and let's be positive, let's be unified, and let's move ahead. Anyway, I don't like to talk about politics much, but this is neutral. Let's just do it. Okay. Anyway, fuck, people are losing their minds here with the Leafs, and we're watching the game. Everybody had their their phone watching the game, because I'm guessing half the fucking place was like us. We just couldn't get into the Leafs game. Not that I don't love Jays games. And $11 to get in, and then $5 beers at the dugout deals. A lot of people don't realize that, Jays fans. Dugout deals, which is on I think section 511 and section 234 or something. There's only two places, but the beers are $5. Just a regular beer, can of beer. But it's a lot cheaper than most places in there. So, you can get into the game like I did that day for 11 fucking smackaroos, and had a few beers. So I had a pro baseball professional sports experience for 30, 40, $40. And it can still happen. Great deal, Jays. But we wanted to go to the Leafs game. Couldn't get in for anything reasonable, of course, and didn't know anybody with some extra tickets kicking around. So a lot of people at the, and geez, there was still fucking 30,000, 35,000 plus at the Jays game. It was nearly sold out. Everybody had their phone on. So like when something shitty would happen or a goal would be scored, like you could hear a collective like boo, and like you'd go get fucking a beer or fucking something to eat, and people were fucking fuck these guys. Like everybody's losing their mind. But if you were Leafs Nation, though, the first thing is I find it so crazy how different it is from place to place, because like the Leafs, as I'm saying this, the Leafs play tonight. So the Leafs, if they win the night, they would have won in 6, which a lot of people, if you just told fans at the beginning, if you asked any Leafs fan, like a lot of them picked Leafs in 5, Leafs in 6, right? Leafs in 7 even. So if they win the night, they've won in 6. Now, please give context to this conversation, or I guess lecture. It's not a conversation. You're listening, and I'm saying, but give context, because whether they win or lose tonight is irrelevant to what I'm saying right now, right? They if they win, and everybody knows that now, they would have won in 6, which is not panic inducing. But if you're in Toronto today or yesterday, it's panic. People are fucking losing their minds. You may even go to a place that everybody has a Leafs jersey on, but they'll all tell you why they're going to lose again. It's crazy, but this fan base has been beaten down. My buddy and I were laughing at it at first, and we were kind of, and not at it. I mean, I'd love to see them win. I mean, that's probably, obviously I was cheering for the Habs, Alex Newhook, fucking Habs. And the further the Habs make it, I can go up and get into the alumni room and, share that vibe. So I obviously I love the Habs winning, but I'd love to see a Canadian team win. I'm it's storylines more than anything. So I don't sit here and actively cheer for the Leafs. And if the Senators beat them, I would love to see the Senators go all the way, right? I'm impartial to that. I just am fucking fascinated by Leafs Nation. I really am, because can you blame these fans? And I know I might be a little bit off, but some of these guys, I was just in yesterday getting a fucking bagel, and a guy recognized me, and I sat down and we had a chat while I was waiting for my fucking lox and cream cheese bagels. And he's like, but can you blame these fans? He's like, in the elimination games, and the Leafs in the last 15 are like 1-14 or 1-13, and whatever it is, fucking in their last 14. It's a 1-13 or 14 scenario. I forget, but it's irrelevant when it gets to that. And in those games, the Leafs are 0 for 30. All those guys. Nylander with 45 this year. Matthews, 69 last year. Marner, 100 points this year. Right? All hovering around their peak as players, as individuals. Tavares, you got to kind of throw into that mix. And he's older, but I mean, he gets signed for over $10 million a year. And he's earned it for the most part in the regular season. And I must say, he plays hard. And Riley and these guys, how do they go 0 for 30 in the playoffs? Like, that's whoever I'm talking to now, you and me, and look out the window. The first three people you see, we could do the same on the power play. Go 0 for 30. What the fuck? You could put together a power play from the Southern Professional League, and in 30 chances, I'm not saying that. I mean, I'm saying that because it's the lowest, I guess, form of pro hockey. I mean, I played in the Atlantic Coast Hockey League, which is a form of that or kind of a parallel kind of thing. So I'm not knocking the fucking league. What I'm saying is that, there's guys that in any fucking pro hockey league, in a senior league, man, that know how to throw the puck around and play a power play. And in 30 times, you're going to throw it. You got one extra player. I know it's the NHL, but you get into the zone, you fucking work it around. You probably wouldn't be great, but in 30 chances, you could just throw it at the net and it might hit someone's foot and bounce up in the top. Something's going to happen if someone capable just directs the puck at the net with people in front of there. It might be 1 for 30, but it'd be better than 0 for 30. Holy fuck. I can't believe it, man. And when you're watching, it's not like they're not trying. I was with my buddy and I said, look, wait, with the first game of the playoffs, or maybe it was the second or third, whatever, when Marner made that nice pass from behind the net, was just a deflection, and Matthews did put the puck in the net. Well, that was Matthews' second goal in 14 or 15 playoff games. I say because I don't think I'm right. I think he scored 2 in the last 14, which again is weird because I know I'm around it. It's just really weird because he's trying. Again, there are people that go and they fold in the playoffs, or they're not always giving their all. I mean, if you're a Senators fan, I would liken it to maybe Alexei Yashin in the 90s. I mean, I don't know. Who am I to fucking criticize anybody from my era? I have no pedestal to look down at him from. But generally, there was times that he kind of jammed out. He didn't always give his best or whatever. At least I thought that. A lot of people did in the, not just my point of view. A lot of people called him out on that. Whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong, I'm saying that was probably a more obvious criticism. If you watch, I sat with my buddy at the beginning of that game. I said, now watch. Now Matthews fucking won the faceoff. He comes out. He made 3 hits in the first 2 shifts. It's not like he's not trying, right? Marner is probably not going to be that physical, but he's blocking shots. He's going to the hard areas. You can't say Marner doesn't go to the corner. He does. He doesn't jam out. You could maybe say Nylander a few times, and he didn't have the best game the other night. And over the years. But Willie just plays with a swagger, and it's never going to be, each team has someone like Willie that, I mean, he's never going to be overly physical. He's a big body, though, and if he goes to the front of the net, there's a good chance the puck's going to go in because he's a big body. He's underrated that way. And he is going to the net here, and Nick doesn't go in. Tavares plays hard. No one can say he doesn't. Playoffs or regular season, he pretty much plays the same. Riley tends to play better lately in the playoffs. But yet, collectively, they can't get it done. This isn't like a bunch, and they know how much pressure's on them. And Marner just did it in the Four Nations, right? And, I mean, they have had periods here in the playoffs, and I don't want to sound like everybody else, because if they win tonight, like Matthews, one of them might have a hat trick tonight, and they win, and then they've won in 6 games, and I've even just saying this little rant might have joined the panic a little bit. I'm just saying that I can't blame Leafs fans for collectively having a fucking lot of doubt right now, right? If the Senators won game 6 and 7, if I'm talking to a Leafs fan, would you be surprised? You might be upset. There might be a collective feeling of compassion towards all of the rest of Leafs Nation, your friends and family and whoever that cheers for the Leafs Nation. You wouldn't be surprised, though, right? You wouldn't be fucking surprised. So I find it all intriguing. This is the NHL playoffs, though. This is what it's all about. We're not even talking about fucking Florida, Tampa, how fucking heated that got. If you're down there as well, I mean, you say Battle of Alberta, you say Battle of Ontario. I know everybody in Florida doesn't follow hockey, but those that do and those fan bases, same shit, man. Fucking Battle of Florida, right? They're out fucking playing hard. Those fans are into it too, right? They're into it. I'm very intrigued. And I'll say it before and I'll say it again. Get it done, Jets, because I want to see a fucking game in Winnipeg in the playoffs. I got to take off. I'm speaking in Bancroft this afternoon. Bancroft, Ontario, speaking to a group of students that are thinking about going into college. So I'm going to tell them my experience, my school experience. I wouldn't be where I am now if I didn't. I laugh sometimes at the folklore degree, but I took a lot of film studies. There's a certificate within the degree. I didn't get the certificate, but I took a few courses that helped me get the folklore degree, which is an arts degree. Those film courses helped me when I got on set, and definitely led, the writing and everything led me to be in the creative arts world where I landed on my feet, I guess you could say, as of now. I mean, I could literally go get hit by a bus and then I would have been swept off my feet and dead. It'd be bad and then bad. Anyway, you know what I'm saying, so I'm looking forward to that. And tomorrow we have a fundraiser here in Toronto, Ontario, May 2nd and 3rd for the Jumpstart program. Looking forward to that. See you there if you're in the area. Let's raise some good money. And if you're downtown St. John's and you want to go out, check out George Street. Look no further than Trinity Pub, TJ's Pub, Rob Roy Confusion, the Martini Bar, Greensleeves, and of course, the Bull and Barrel. If you want to go for a bite to eat, try it at Loose Tie. Try it at Loose Tie. Blue on Water, and of course, Wedgwood Cafe, also, who do catering. Peter Wedgwood, Wedgwood Cafe. If you want to work out, strength and balance for the body and mind can be found on Rope Walk Lane at Ryan Power of Power Conditioning. I'll have Ryan back on my podcast soon and talk about the up-and-coming athletes from Newfoundland that he works with, and there are a lot of them. Speaking of, shout out to Maggie Connors, who just played her second year in the PWHL, had a great one and scored some great goals along the way. I'd love to get Maggie on when their season wraps. For good. I'm sure Maggie lives up here, but she's back in St. John's here and there, and a few of you have been asking, and I'm going to catch up with Maggie, I believe, in June or July when she's at home. Anyway, Mr. Lube, 2 locations, St. John's, Newfoundland, and Labrador. One's on Torbay Road, one's on Kenmount Road. Live, laugh, lube. Muggsy Jeans. I loves me Muggsy Jeans. GS Construction, sorry, out Alberta Way, laying the groundwork for your community. And Carpet Factory in St. John's, Newfoundland, lays the groundwork for your family or your business, whatever it might be. It's groundwork. It's good. True Hockey, take what's yours. Thank you to everybody at True Hockey. Thank you to everybody at Muggsy Jeans. And thank you to all you people who've listened to Tales with TR. We have Nick Laporte coming up, and looking forward to that. An intriguing guy, an intriguing story. Happy hockey playoffs. See y'all again soon.